Well, hello everybody, and this might be a twofer day because I got a lot of things to cover. It's a nice day out. We're starting to warm up, and I'm going to have a lot to do, so a lot to video. Batteries all at 100% already, just past noon, and they were at 100% at around 11 a.m., so that's a good thing. And even though the Skyriders have been filling the sky all morning, and not just here. My friends in upstate Nevada and western Nevada and even in Arizona have been telling me they're getting swamped today with chemtrails too. Yeah, they're really doing a job on us today. They don't want us to have this upcoming warm up. It's supposed to get up into the 70s for the least the next 10 days. But tonight, I will probably leave my tomatoes in the house for tonight. The temperature's not supposed to go below freezing tonight, but I saw 34 on the earlier forecasts. And that's close enough to me to say, don't risk it. So the next night, it's only supposed to get down to like 44 or 45, somewhere in there. So I'll wait a day. It won't hurt me to wait a day, right? So let's go in here and show you. Yesterday, I took advantage of the calm day, and I got my shade cloth stretched tight up here and anchored all the way around, and I cut off the excess on that side so that it wasn't adding to the stress when the winds blew. And I don't want to get up and trim this side too, but then I just said, no, let's leave that until I actually do the final stretching, because I may need to move it that way a little bit or whatever. Just leave a little extra on there just in case. So I got a new planter here, but I did a video on that, and I'll show you that later and what's going on with it. And I'll be posting a link to it with a discount, so you'll want to see that. So I was just looking at all of my plants here, and everything is looking really, really nice. Now, my fruit trees are starting to bud. That means they're starting to flow some sap through them. So it's getting ready. Now, I was talking in a prior video about adding wood ash to your plants and trees, but there's something that I forgot to mention, and it's important, so I'm going to mention it now. If you are planning on adding wood ash, before you do, test your soil. This is a little item that you should have in your garden. If you don't have one, you can get them online. I'll leave a link in the description also on these. These check moisture, light, and pH. So you switch the switch to where you want it, and let you know if you're overwatering or if you need water, and that stuff. So what you're going to want to do is switch this to pH. Now, once you got it set on pH, you're going to come over to where your tree is, and you want to sink this the probes about halfway into the soil. Okay, so we're going to go down here, and let me get on the gauge here. I'm going to sink it down about halfway on there. And you can see the needle just came up a little bit, and it's saying that I'm right at 7 for the pH on this. All right, now that's a little bit too alkaline, just a little bit. But if I add wood ash to that, it's going to be a lot of bit alkaline, because wood ash will make the soil more alkaline. And I want this to be a little bit more acidic. So I'll be adding some soil acidifier to this to bring the soil acid up a little bit. All right, so as you can see, my rosemary is growing, because rosemary grows where G-Bear goes. All right, so I got flowers coming on my broccoli here. So I'm going to have broccoli tonight for supper for sure. I did chicken with corn and carrots last night, and slept like a baby. I'm not going to tell you why and how I knew I slept like a baby, but I slept like a baby. No, I didn't wake up every hour crying. Oh, so I've been holding off to want to go see Tina at her new forever home, because she's getting used to her new forever home. And I know that she and I have a strong attachment, because even the lady that has her said that when she plays my videos, Tina reacts to my voice on the video. So she knows that who I am and all of that, and I just don't want to have to start the whole what do you call it, getting used to the new home by going up there and having her get all excited that I'm there, thinking that I'm going to take her with me, and then I leave without her and she gets a little withdrawn and start all over again for getting into her new habitat. So I'll let it go a little while longer, and then I'll go up and visit her, and she'll understand that she's staying up there. It hasn't been that long. She went up there on the 14th. So this is, what, 22nd or something, 23rd or something like that. I'm not sure. I don't know what the day is. I looked at the calendar this morning, but the calendar didn't look back, so I didn't get a good reading on it. Anyway, yeah, so I got a new planter in here that I got from a company to do a review on, and I already did the box opening and the assembly video parts and that stuff, and I've already put it all together and edited and sent them a copy so they can see if they want me to add anything. And they hadn't sent me the product link or discount code for it yet, so when I put it together, I've used the one from the last product that company sent me, and I asked them when I sent it to them to verify if I can use that same code for this video. So stand by. It'll probably come out on Monday or Tuesday, which is tomorrow or the next day. See, I didn't have to look at the calendar that time. All right, so the peas are full of flowers, beautiful blossoms. So I'm going to be seeing some peas on here pretty soon. And that's really making my mouth water, because I always loved coming out here and taking a pee at the garden. Oh, I know Andy's going to hit me on that one. He said I needed to give that joke a rest. Kale's looking good. But this is not the kale that I use this one in a salad. But the kale I really like is the blue ruffled. And I've got to get some of that so I can make some of my Portuguese kale soup. And even though it looks like the cold weather's over with, garlic's looking really good. It's still got a while to go yet. I want to get 2 to 3 lower leaves browned off on it, and then it'll be ready to pull one up and see if it's ready to hang and cure. And my onion's doing real good. I got one over there that's humongous, and I'm going to have to cut that one out of there and probably make some green onion dip. But that'll have to wait because money's tight. And I still need to go get more dog food. Because dogs are eating a lot more now. And it's cold at night, so they're filling up on food. All right, everybody. So, don't forget, you want to get a 3-way meter like this or something comparable. It's great for testing everything. So if you want to know if you got enough light, say I just hit the switch and the needle goes all the way up because there's plenty of light in here. So yes, I got enough light in here. And then I can put it over to moisture and I can stick it in the soil. And it's way wet from all the rains. So I'm not going to need any water on this for a while, which is a good thing. But I do have all my water tanks full and ready to go for the year. This is another great item to have. And you can get these for deep fryers and that stuff in the stores. And what do I use this for? Well, you see whether I got the red gauge or the red marker set. That's the temperature I want my soil before I start putting seeds in so that they'll germinate. Because if the soil's any cooler than that, the seeds won't germinate. So there we go. We stick it in and the needle's going down, not up. So the temperature is below 45 degrees Fahrenheit, which is too cold. But that's good for fertilizing fruit trees. You want the ground temperature to be about 45 degrees Fahrenheit to fertilize your fruit trees. So I don't need any wood ash on my fruit trees for this year, but I do have to probably, I'll do a test on it. I need to check to see if I'm going to have to add some nitrogen to the unit. Now I did also go out and prune my mulberry tree, even though it's a male mulberry tree. It's I want it to grow up and be a nice shade tree over there by the guest park zone for the where I used to have I can't think of his name, Andy. I used to have Andy come up and park there with his RV, but he got rid of his RV, so it's not needed for him anymore. But in case somebody else does come to visit with an RV, they'll have a place to park. Of course, the handlebar and the step coming out of it probably won't match up unless it's the same make and model RV. But that's okay. All right, so this tree is really looking good. I'm probably not going to do any pruning on it. Well, I can take that damaged branch off right there, but that's about it. Other than that, it looks like it's ready to go. I'm just going to add some nitrogen to the soil and go from there. One last thing before I go. Let me see where I put this. I think it's in the other room where the fruit tree. Yeah, I see it from here. All right. Now, you guys want something good to add to your gardens. And this you can add anytime through the year and all of that, and help keep your soil fertile. It's called liquid compost. Okay, and I got this green bucket right here. I made compost tea in that bucket. Now, how do you do that? Well, you take a bunch of the branches and leaves and stuff like that, and then you go out in the desert and you get some greens from the greenery stuff out there, and you put it all in there and you fill it up about 1/3 of the way with, make sure you use a snipper and cut the branches down into little pieces. And you want to put it all down inside there and then fill it the rest of the way up with water, put a cover on it, and set it aside for 6 to 8 months. You're not going to use it. And then it becomes compost tea concentrate. And you can see I'll dump just a hair out here so you can see it. You see how dark and dark brown, almost a black color it is? That stuff is full of nutrients that very easily mix in with the soil. And they add the macro and micro nutrients back to the soil that have been depleted from prior growings. Good stuff. All right, so if anybody feels like helping me buy some garden soil from Home Depot, I figure I need 6 of the $11 bags of 3 cubic foot garden soil that they sell there, the one that I always use. And I'm not going to do a promo for them because I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to afford them. But I need about 6 of them for my new planter that I just got from this company. And I'll mix that with about the same amount of desert soil. And I'll be ready to plant on that after I soak it down with that liquid compost, the compost tea that I made. I'll put that in a unit and mix it 50-50 with water, coat all of the soil with that, and my soil will be ready and full of nutrients to grow whatever I put in the new planter. That's it, everybody. I want to thank you all for joining me. Questions and comments down below. And don't forget to share, subscribe, and hit that thumbs up. Hit it hard. My good old prospector friend says that all the time. Hit it hard. He's got his wife saying it now. Anyway, this is G Bear signing off.